Is exercise really that important? If you get fat, does that mean you'll have more pain?
Hey, this is like the test that you know you failed, that you just don't want to take. I know.
Measuring your weight.
When's your time gonna come?
I don't know, we've come to normalize that I just need to lose weight.
You know, through a pandemic, with which getting healthy is probably the most important thing you could do, why did I decide to do very little exercise to see how fat I can get for 2 years? 2 years. You know, I think one of the most interesting things as a physical therapist, there's this overwhelming narrative that the heavier you are, the more you're going to experience pain. I've noticed this when I was working with pro athletes at Exos in Los Angeles, or when I was doing home health visits. The advice typically, when you're overweight, is to lose weight first, and then you'll start to feel better. I don't want to believe that narrative, because I don't believe your body's that fragile. I think your body's a lot more resilient than that. I want your body to function at the highest level, even if you are fat. I think that's possible. Here's what I've learned.
When we start this loop on repeat, hear my chest, how it beats when you put your hands on me. Time goes fast, but yet so slow.
It was a lot harder than it should have been.
I don't know if I can do this.
I can get over there. So, how'd you break your face?
What do you do?
We'll be quick. We'll be quick. Promise.
I hope.
Clear spires? Wait, what am I gonna say? I want you to picture this. You're in a relationship where no matter what you do, it always feels like you're failing. The person you're with always has an issue with what you're doing, how you clean the dishes, how you look, what your preferences are. It feels like you're always failing. What would you tell that person? So many people are just going to run away and say, I need someone new. And that very well could be true, but you can't do that with your body. So what would you tell this person if you're stuck? I need some grace. I need some grace, please. Can you understand where I'm going with this? You're stuck with your body. But I want you just to think about how hard on your body you've been. It's just alarming to see how bad it actually is. It shouldn't feel comfortable. 90%. Why can't I do this? Annoying. Challenge yourself.
And it won't do it justice.
Every day is bad day. It's pretty beautiful what it still can do.
This is way more comfortable. Let's go here. Are we safe?
I need you to get healthy. But you're not going to get healthy if you're always talking bad with the relationship that you're in. Only looking at the bad things in the relationship that you're in. And every relationship needs grace. It needs it. And I've learned that about myself because there's times where I look at myself in the mirror and I'm just like, whoa. To just say, gosh, you're fat. What are you doing with your life? But I didn't change anything. Am I committed to the 2 years or am I just lazy? I think that goes into part 2. Trust. Do you follow through? My whole life, things have been pretty easy. What I mean by that is I'm a white male in America. It can't get much easier than that. But I've noticed over these past 2 years, the more I engage with challenge, the more I make excuses for myself. I've lost trust in my ability to follow through with my own word to myself. And it's fascinating how quickly that's happened. 2 years now, it's been 2 years, and I'm thinking to myself, am I really gonna do this? Am I really gonna follow through? Better. Because the truth is rearing its ugly head. I'm really questioning now, like 6 months later, why didn't I stop the challenge there? Why did I keep going? I really don't know. And the only answer I can come up with is I didn't want to. I enjoyed the fat lifestyle. I got lazy. I got mentally really lazy, and then my motivational discipline was just gone. So it was easier to just pass it off and say, yeah, whatever, it's probably stress. Which it very well could be. I recognize that I make a lot of excuses for things. And the best example of this, guys, is this was supposed to be a 3-month challenge. This was supposed to be a 3-month challenge. Refocus what we are doing. So we identified a lot of things. 3 months came and I was like, no, I'm enjoying this too much. Let's do 6 months. But if you just work on 6 months came, same story. It wasn't until I went to weigh in at a year that I really realized how bad this was, because turns out it was a year and a half. No. March? I thought it was, what? Look at that. Somehow I lost track of 6 months. 6 stinking months. That's when I really realized how deep this has gotten. Where it's just, the time just flies and you don't realize it until you look back on old photos and you're like, whoa, like, wow, a lot's changed. I have a lot more sympathy now for how this slippery slope happens. We just keep pushing those goalposts further and further and further and further and further away, to the point that we don't even have them anymore. I also want to acknowledge that you could be saying, dude, you're not fat, you're skinny, you still look good. I wish I could look like you. Why are you struggling with this? Just suck it up and be grateful. And you'd be right. If I was throwing a pity party all the time, you'd be totally right. But this is like the beginning of the slippery slope for me. It's possible that you at one point looked like me. I don't want you to fall in that comparative suffering trap, because it can be toxic. At its heart, whether you're 400 pounds and still struggling, and I'm whatever I am, you'll find out soon, and still struggling, the principles are still the same. Why do we run away from hard things? Why do we make excuses for ourselves? How'd you lose trust in yourself to actually take care of yourself? You always have good intentions. Why aren't you following through? We talk about grace, we talk about being nice to ourselves. The shadow side to that is not challenging yourself at all and just being nice. Let's just do it.
Measuring your weight. Do not grab the handles or move.
212.
Weight measurement is completed.
That's unreal.
Place your thumbs on the oval electrode your in-body test.
We got this.
The test is completed.
That's crazy. I just gained a lot of weight. 212. Let's look at this. Let's look at the history. All right. I'm gonna have to take some time to process this. So I'll come back on Monday and we'll talk more about this. Yeah. I'll see you Monday. All
Alright, so slight change of plans. Woke up with some chest pain this morning. Felt different than normal like back pain I felt before. So I ordered some blood tests. I was going to order a CBC and a lipid panel anyways to see what happened post this 2 years. I was like, I'll just throw some heart tests in there anyways. Alright, wish me luck.
Sorry?
You're good.
You're all set.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. So we'll see what that comes back as. Hopefully it's clean. Well, I'm not dying. It's progress. But the results ain't good. Let's look at the body count. In 2020, I was 188.5 pounds. 87.3 of that is muscle. 36 of that is fat, which makes me 19% body fat. 10 to 20 is normal for men, so I was already a bit overweight. So we look at 2022, it's 212 pounds. Not that drastic, but most of that was fat. I gained about, 6 pounds and 15 pounds of fat, right? Yeah. Which makes me 23.5% body fat. I'm heavier now, which means I can burn more calories at rest. I'm 21.2 pounds overweight. I think this comes as a good time to give out a little bit of just details. Disclaimers, information, qualifiers, clarifiers. I think this is a good time to give out a little bit of like clarifiers. My diet never changed. I still went on almost probably 2 miles of walks every day. I wasn't gonna let my dog or my family sacrifice for 2 years. So that was the extent of my activity level. And it gives me two interesting data points because it helps me understand if I don't do anything, I am gonna gain weight because my diet is consuming more than I'm burning. Really, second thing is I still did a little bit of exercise. In 10 minutes or 20 minutes of walking for 2 miles, and still I gained however much that math is. Okay, we talked about the physical aspects of what is my body comp. I really care about the inside as well, so let's look at that. I've always had like white coat syndrome where my BP is high when I go to the doctor. But in 2020, my BP hovered around 115 to 75. This test was done after moving around a little bit. I'm a little stressed, so you can see 135 over 97 with an 82 heart rate. High BP for literally just doing literally nothing, move some chairs around. I'm doing my arm up to about chest level, relaxed. We'll see what my blood pressure is. 125 over 79 with a 73 heart rate. So my BP didn't change too much, but it is higher than it used to be and should be. And I've noticed that my BP spikes faster than it used to. Now on to the blood test. 2020 fasting glucose check. So do I have diabetes? Right on the verge of being like increased risk of future diabetes. On the lipid panel, only thing of note is my HDLs are a little low. My LDLs are great. So the ratios also great. So we go on to 2022 cholesterol check. Look at that blue. LDL 108. Do you remember where it was? 41. My LDL's increased a bunch. My ratio is also not great. It's 2.4. More specifically, these are my LDLs and HDLs. To be honest, I don't really know what a lot of this means, but it says I'm high and there's more red than there's green, so that's not great. 2022 diabetes check, 93. Didn't get any worse. Still not great. You can see at the bottom my A1C is also good. So we continue. Troponin. Did I have a heart attack? Less than 47. I have 3. That's great. For the creatine kinase, this is like a heart, brain, muscle breakdown. You can see all of my breakdown is muscle. So my heart's good. It's healthy-ish. The muscle itself is fairly healthy, but the cholesterol's bad. So the fuel lines could get clogged, and that's where you have a heart attack. It's been a bit of time.
I'm back in my bag, yo.
Yeah, it's been a bit. I had another AFib episode. This is fun. We went on a getaway, which you'll see. Oklahoma, Kansas City, Bon Iver concert. It's been a bit. And I just can't figure out. I can't figure out how I want to bring these past 2 years home. It's fascinating to me how much just me, my identity, has changed. I don't know how to finish this. Good boy, bud. It's a beautiful world we live in. There's a disconnect between like what I view myself to be and what it actually is. So that when things happen, I'm so much harder on myself because I'm disconnected from the reality of what my body's actually is. I'm a lot more unhealthy.
Oh, so much more. Hey, baby.
Good boy. Yeah, have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
What I'm trying to say is, I'm gonna die faster. And I'm living in ignorance of that fact because I think I'm still healthy. I think I can still do things. It's not about pain. Forget pain. It's just, I'm gonna die faster. But then I also just think about how my body still works. It's resilient. Good job, Benny. Where it is right now, it still works. I'm beautifully and wonderfully made, and there's this balance between grace and truth. Like, I can't hate my body, but I still have to love it. I still have to take care of it. So I don't know what the takeaway is for you. It's a pretty shot. Let's set it up. Your weight does not dictate your pain. Poison ivy, poison ivy. But it does dictate, honestly, the vibrancy of your life. Like how much you're really going to enjoy aging. I got fat, and I don't enjoy many things anymore. I'm coming. I'm coming. You did great. You did great. Do we have any buggies? Yeah. Yeah, good boy. Let's go. I do think you need to lose weight, but I don't think in order for your body to feel good, that you have to lose weight. Look at that cycle. I mean, we can't work out because it hurts. My body hurts. I can't work out. So then I go to dieting and I try all these things. And maybe I lose weight, but then I gain it back. And then I get depressed. And I keep eating because I'm depressed. It's just that cycle of you're never winning. And it all stems from the fact that you need to lose weight for your knees or your back or your neck or your shoulders to not hurt. And there's a lot more that goes into it, as I've experienced. There's this mental battle that I did not expect. I did not expect this battle.
So Grace, you need to be nice to yourself. Your body's beautifully and wonderfully made, and it can do a lot. You can do a lot more than you give it credit for. So just don't believe the narrative that you're not good enough, that your body's not good enough, that you're born with bad genes.
Your body can do so much. So much. It is so resilient.
When it comes to trust, like,
Do I actually trust myself to follow through?
you're born with a beautiful body, but are you actually going to take care of it?
Because the truth is, if I do nothing, I'll continually be disappointed, blaming external circumstances as to why I'm not achieving what I'd like to achieve in life. At some point, we're all gonna be in these three camps: grace, trust, or truth. Every day, every hour even. And I think we need to be aware that there are these three camps. That it's okay to be frustrated with your body, but you still need to be nice to it. It's important to acknowledge that you have power. You are in control. Gaining weight is a much more complicated process than I thought it was. It is a lot more complicated than calories in, calories out. That's the science, but there's a whole psychology to it. I think I'd like to take you along this journey of how am I going to get back from this? How am I going to get back from this? don't know. Let's find out. You know, I just can't figure this out. It's not as easy as it seems to lose weight. I'm struggling.